Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. There's a bunch of other news that I wanted to share with you, and then we'll get back to your phone calls here. But just this, the whole Ann Coulter thing. Ann Coulter is a hustler. I mean, and I don't say that to diminish her. She's a very good hustler. She's got a brand. It's her name. And she's made a lot of money selling books and giving speeches and basically being who she is. And she is milking this Berkeley thing for all it's worth. And let's just acknowledge that. But the people at the University of California at Berkeley are, I think, legitimately concerned about things like what I'm about to tell you. This is a story that was in yesterday's Guardian and by the Guardian staff. The headline, couple charged in shooting of protester at Milo Yiannopolous event in Seattle. Now, Milo, he's a Ann Coulter wannabe, right? He's trying to build his brand to the point where he can become as rich and famous as Ann Coulter by being an aggrieved conservative. I'm a victim conservative. Ann Coulter wears her victimhood like a badge. So does Milo. So Milo shows up in Seattle to give a speech. And, of course, there's a bunch of progressives outside demonstrating against him. And this couple, Elizabeth Hokoana and Mark Hokoana, and her husband, he's 34, she's 29. This couple shot this guy named Joshua Dukes, 34, in the stomach at the protest. He was one of the protesters. So who are the couple? Well, in the charging papers, the King County, and this was outdoors, this was outside the auditorium. In the charging papers, King County prosecutor, I'm reading from the Guardian, but King County prosecutors say this shooting was not an impulsive act done in a moment of fear. Instead, the two went to the campus event with the intent, this is from the prosecutors, the police reports. The two went to the campus event with the intent to provoke altercations with protesters who they knew would also be at this controversial event. The senior deputy prosecuting attorney, Mary Barbosa, said, she added, they created a situation designed to allow Elizabeth Hokoana to shoot the victim in the middle of an extremely crowded event under the guise of defending herself or her husband. And then it goes on to say, Mark Hokoana messaged a friend on Facebook the day before Yiannopolous was scheduled to talk and said he can't wait for tomorrow, according to police officials. In the Facebook message obtained by a search warrant, he wrote, quote, I'm going to the Milo event, and if the snowflakes get out of hand, I'm just going to wade through their ranks and start cracking skulls. This is the guy who shot a protester in the stomach. The protester, the bullet went in through his abdomen and exited his back. 2 months later, he still bears an oozing wound and a long surgical scar. He has lost his gallbladder and half his colon. His liver was severely damaged, his diaphragm pierced. This guy who got shot, his life is going to be shorter, and it's going to be much more difficult as a result of this attempted murder. Simply because he showed up to protest Milo, and these right-wingers, this right-wing couple showed up with a gun to attempt to provoke the protesters. This is the kind of stuff that's being done on the right. This is reminiscent of the brown shirts, the volunteer, pro-fascism, the volunteer fascists who would show up at Nazi gatherings and kick the bejesus out of the protesters. It happened in Italy. It happened in Spain. It happened in Germany. It happened in Chile. It happened in Argentina. It's happening now in the United States. So I think, as much as I have in the past, well, specifically yesterday, talked about the importance of, free speech and diversity and all that kind of stuff. When this kind of thing is going on, we've got to pay attention.